A wife posted embarrassing stuff on TikTok and now her husband is divorcing her. We've got a video for you here today from Men Only. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in. Let's get into it.
One of the reasons why I continuously choose to stay single is because I simply have not yet met anyone that has made me want to change my mind about being single. And I was thinking about this the other day, right? Because I often go so back and forth between like, I really love being single. I don't want to lose my independence. And then there's obviously other moments where I'm like, wow, I really wish that I had someone. I miss just being close to someone, all of those things. Like it is such a paradox all the time for me. But I've mentioned this previously too. My desire to be single is greater than my desire to be in a relationship.
Women like this love to tell the internet that they choose to be single and how they prioritize their own peace over anything else. But these women don't choose anything. It's the dating market that chose it for them, and they can't handle the truth.
And I honestly don't think that's going to change until I meet someone that is going to make me feel more excited to be in a relationship than to be single. Like, not even joking when I say I can think of more reasons why it's better to be single than to be in a relationship. But what I'm waiting for is for that person to come into my life and show me why being in a relationship could be better than being single.
It's not the man's job to convince a woman why it would be better for her to be in a relationship. And if a woman like this feels like that's what a man is supposed to do, then it's pretty clear that she has far too much emotional baggage to be in a healthy relationship anyway.
And until that happens, if it happens, when that happens, I'm going to choose the side of being single because, in my opinion, that's better. But I do want someone to change my mind. I'm not saying that I necessarily enjoy being here all the time. I do believe that there is somebody that is going to make me change my mind one day about this. But you better believe that until that day comes, if that day comes, I'm going to choose singleness over just being in a relationship because it's something that I crave every once in a while. And that's genuinely the way that I see it going for me because as of yet, every single man that has been into my life has only made my life worse and has brought out the absolute worst in me and just made me become a version of myself that I absolutely hate and do not ever want to see again.
If a modern woman brings up her track record of only going after men who were quote unquote wrong for her, then that really does go to show what she's looking for in a guy. She's not actually looking for a relationship, she's looking for a man to fix her. And once again, that is not a man's job.
So like I said, until I meet someone that actually makes me change my mind about that makes me excited to be in a relationship, I'm not going to be in a relationship. I'm not going to date. I'm not going to look for anyone, which I don't do that anyway. But what I'm really hoping for, what I am holding out for is that person that is going to make me excited to date them. That person that is going to change my mind from it's better to be single than being in a relationship to, hey, maybe it's better being in a relationship than it is being single.
Pay close attention to who she's referring to when it comes to a relationship. She uses the term person. She can't even bring herself to refer to that man as a man. It's incredibly dehumanizing, and it just proves that she's going to be single for the rest of her life, probably.
But I know it's going to take a very, very special person to be able to change my mind about that, which I do hope is the case, because singleness is all I know. It's obviously the thing that I'm comfortable with, but I do want to experience that version of me that is in a relationship and that is excited for that kind of lifestyle. But I can tell you for sure, I ain't met anyone yet that has made me feel that way, so we're just gonna keep waiting until that happens.
Women like this don't want relationships. They just want the feelings and the experiences. It's crystal clear that she's not willing to do anything to make a relationship actually work.
We have another episode of my dating life as a full-service spicy worker. So the guy at the gym whose number I got the other week, we planned to see each other at the gym on Saturday. He's like, oh, are you free on Wednesday? Let's go to Slow House in Bondi, which is like another recovery area spa place. And, you know, we'd seen each other a few times at the gym now. And so, like, now he'd finally asked me out. Or so I thought. So this was on Saturday. Today's Thursday. Wednesday rolls around, which was yesterday, which was when we were supposed to be going. And, yeah, just never heard from him.
Women are free to make their own choices in life. And if they become full-time spicy workers, then, hey, they're welcome to do it. You know, but that doesn't mean that men are going to be interested in them if they decide to do that.
Dating as an adult is wild. Like, what? Like, what is this low effort crap? So yesterday when it didn't happen, I was like, F this, I'm just going to message the male companion again and book in to see him next week. I message him and I'm like, hey baby, what are you doing next week? You free? And he's like, baby, I'm always free for you. I'm like, Thursday? He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you want to go dart throwing or do you want to play tennis? He goes, let's play tennis. I go, done, see you then. And then he sent me a hot pic of himself. Like that. Why does dating have to be any more difficult than that?
What she described isn't a date, it's scheduling an appointment for a customer for him to take her out to play tennis and then to have some bedroom fun afterwards, and he gets to pay her for the quote-unquote privilege. That's literally what she does for a living.
I swear this is why I have clients and then I have F-buddies. Because what? Like, I'm sorry, let's hang out on Wednesday and then let me just never talk to you again. What? What? I have clients paying me to go on shopping sprees and you can't even text me back. Crazy. Anyway, so I'm kind of off him now, but it's okay because there is no shortage of hot guys at my new gym. So I haven't actually seen him at the gym since Saturday. I've been unwell, so I haven't been to the gym. So might be orcs when we see each other again. And I'm just like, sorry, do I know you? Actually, sorry, have we met? Anyway, until next time.
What she doesn't understand is that even though there may be no shortage of attractive men at the gym, none of these men are going to take her seriously the second they find out that she's part of the world's oldest profession. Those actions have serious consequences.
Money in my face and it turned me cold-hearted.
Me, I like a bitch mixed with it all. Love a clean bitch just so I can hit it raw. I'm a different breed.
Unfortunately, my husband's filing for divorce because of the most recent video I made. I can't really talk about it much, but I guess it was a little bit too crazy. I thought we were on the same terms as like boundary-wise. I really thought he'd be okay with this one, but apparently not. When he saw it, he didn't really say much to me that night. He became really quiet, and then he hasn't been home in like a few days, and I got the letter yesterday. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't know. I really enjoyed the video I made, so overall, maybe it was worth it. I don't know.
Modern wives who post on TikTok never understand that the stuff that they post has some serious repercussions on the men that they marry. And in this man's case, we can tell this isn't the first time she's pulled this kind of crap. So if he divorced her, there was probably a very good reason behind it.
I got fired from my job and my husband's divorcing me. Let's talk about it. For the past 3 years, I've been a pottery professor and I've absolutely loved my job. But for the past 2 years, I've been doing thottery, and they seemed to be okay with it at first when I wasn't that big and I wasn't like making that crazy kind of content. But then my boss did see one of my most recent videos, and he said that it just wasn't appropriate. Even though I wasn't teaching kids, all my students were adults, he still didn't think it was appropriate for me to be their professor.
She has no idea that posting that kind of crap can hurt the reputation of the school where she works. She is so short-sighted that just because kids weren't involved, that somehow makes it better. It really doesn't. She embarrassed herself and the college where she worked.
And do the thottery content as well. So I did lose that job. And then my husband did file for divorce for the exact same reason in the exact same video. Honestly, I didn't think that that video was that crazy. But apparently it did not set well with them. So yeah, that's the truth. It's really hard. I'm going through a lot right now, but I'll get through it.
Whenever these women post content about losing their jobs or marriages over TikTok content, notice how they are intentionally vague every single time. They know just as much as we all do that the divorce or the firing wasn't just because of a single TikTok video usually. It never really makes any sense, does it?
Typically, men don't ask for a divorce because they're done. They ask for a divorce because they have somewhere else to go. Most men don't leave to find someone new. They find someone new so that they can leave. Men are so much more likely to avoid high-stress emotional conversations, so they shut down instead of speaking up. And they don't want to be the ones that break up the family, so they disengage slowly, hoping that you'll be the one to pull the plug. Don't have the words to say I'm lonely, and there's so much shame around expressing their emotions, so instead they choose to withdraw.
Men don't typically come up with these elaborate schemes just to get out of asking for a divorce. If it ever gets to that point, it's usually because the wife has worn the man down to next to nothing. Men usually don't walk away from marriages randomly because they're unhappy one random Tuesday, you know?
And many will not leave until there's a bridge, someone new, because they cannot face the void of being alone. And that new connection gives them permission to act on feelings that they've been suppressing for years. You can't chase a man back into connection. The more you beg, the more he feels flooded, and he just retreats further. He doesn't ask for divorce with his voice, but he asks for it every day in his actions. Things like no more arguing. He used to argue because he cared. Now he just shrugs and walks away.
It's disgusting how this woman thinks that forcing a man to argue with his wife is somehow supposed to be a sign that he cares, but if he's shrugging and walking away, it's because he knows there's no point in arguing anymore. Nothing ever good comes of it.
He stays late at work, avoiding coming home and having to face you, avoiding having the hard conversations, avoiding digging deep. He avoids eye contact when you're talking, or you're sitting there crying and he just seems completely unfazed. He doesn't answer your calls or your texts when he's out. It could be hours, and he just doesn't have the courtesy to call you back, let you know where he is, when he's coming home. He prioritizes everything else but you, gym, friends, work. You're at the bottom of the list.
If it ever gets to that point, it's not because he put his wife at the bottom of the list, it's because he never even made it to the bottom of his wife's list. So he goes to find peace wherever he can because he knows his wife is going to spitefully steal it from him whenever she has a chance.
He talks about freedom or needing space. Maybe he compares you to other women, saying that she's so chill, why can't you be like that? He stops saying goodnight or goodbye, just disappears without saying a word. He seems relieved when you don't talk. And he acts like you're the problem. Everything becomes your fault. It's easier to villainize you than to face his own detachment. You're trying to make things work with a man who's already halfway out the door. And the more you try, the more you lose yourself in an effort to bridge the gap that he does not care to close.
It's funny how she says that the husband is villainizing his wife while also villainizing the husband at the same time. He's reached the end of his rope, and instead of his wife trying to bridge the gap, she just blames him for not trying harder, even though she never even bothered to try in the first place. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.